how does society influence the way we perceive fear?
Society has a lot of expectations of us, and I feel like if you don't succeed, society will cut you out. You won't have, well, hypothetically, you won't have friends, you won't have a job, you won't have a family, that kind of stuff. So it's a big fear.
What is Enloe Society?
Enloe Society is staying up till 2 when you're sick and then coming the day after. It's like unbelievable how much like pressure is put on everyone here. And I guess in the end it works out, but it definitely is like the fear of failure is like so prevalent around for us.
I see Enloe as like the most diverse community of people, especially in comparison to other schools. Like diverse not only by like race and all the typical stuff, but like diverse also in the way that we learn and the way that we think and the way that we communicate with one another, which is kind of why I like Enloe so much. Yeah.
There's so many different.
But also like how Devin was saying, like Enloe is staying up until 2, but it's also not.
Yeah.
Enloe's also like starting a club. Enloe is kind of what you make it, I think.
There's a good and the bad.
That's it.
All right. Who is Enloe Society obligated to?
When you have such a diverse, I don't know, so like populace of people like Enloe has, you have all these people that come from like families that I don't care really intensely about school, and then other families where like the kids themselves have to push themselves, or maybe they don't actually have any support at home telling them to, I don't know, be what they're supposed to be, I guess.
Which is basically what they were saying. How there's like is really diverse, not just in race, but also like in where they come from, as he was saying. They should be obligated to everyone, but that's not really what happens sometimes. Sometimes teachers aren't that into it maybe with some classes, and students aren't that into it. So
also you have a lot of classes at Enloe where people look and act and care about very similar things.
Right.
Even though you have such a diverse population, you have like classes that always seem very, I don't know, integrated into a similar mindset. So like, I don't know, I feel like maybe what Enloe should be more obligated to that it doesn't actually achieve is even though you have like this wide variety of people, maybe actually, I don't know, like pushing more kids into classes with people that aren't like
Does Enloe Society fulfill its obligations to its students?
Okay, so it's obligated to the students, wouldn't it?
To excel students, that's the intended purpose, right?
Right.
To just allow people to foster their beliefs and hopes and ambitions and give like opportunities to us, and then just go on from there. That's the intended.
Well, okay.
I would say it's not just to us, though. That's the thing. The purpose of Enloe and like magnet systems is like for the community.
How are you, as well as your environment, influenced by Enloe Society?
For me, at least, I know like at home I get literally no flack at all. I get nothing for like if I could come home with straight F's, my parents wouldn't care. Like no one checks my grades at home. No one really cares at all. All the pressure I have for school comes entirely from me, just because I care a lot about going to college and I want to be able to be successful. That's just something I care a lot about. Even though I hear stories from other people who like go home and their parents are like straight up are just like monsters. I don't know, they care so much. Yeah.
No, but yeah, I agree. It's mostly like personal motivation, even though my parents do care and they motivate me, but it's mostly like me motivating myself to do it for what I want to do. You know?
I know for me personally, like freshman year coming in to like this CNC, that was probably the first and only class that I had where like I was taking a lot of like regular standard classes at the time, except for CNC, which was the first class where I had a lot of kids who cared about school a lot more than me, and they like I don't know, being in that environment and seeing like I don't know, looking up to all these other people who were like who like it just felt like they were on a completely different level than me. That definitely inspired me to work a lot harder and care a lot more about school than I did at the time.
Yeah. And for me in middle school, I was always that kid taking GT classes until like my sister was the one that motivated me to take higher classes. So there's always gotta be a motivation either in your family of other people to do better in a way. And that sounds kind of wrong maybe, but it's how society works sometimes. Yeah. Yeah.
What do you do when you are frustrated?
Oh, when I'm frustrated, I like I try to meditate, and then I try to reflect on what I did wrong or what maybe someone else did and how I could fix it if it's like someone else's, or if it's my own fault. So whenever I'm frustrated, I try my best to just manage myself so I don't hurt anyone else.